Hi, my name is Shaheen Shaheera binti Muhammad Yusuf. My matrix number is E23A2804. I'm from SAG2. Today, I will be presenting my research study entitled Geological and Fossil Identification with Ancient Studies at Bukit Bucu, Terengganu. I chose this topic because Bukit Bucu is a location rich in geological formations and ancient fossils, yet it remains unexplored. This research allows me to understand more about the Earth's history and the types of prehistoric life that once existed in this area. Now, let me walk you through the objectives, method, and findings of my study. Bukit Bucu near Batu Rakit in Terengganu is a unique site with rocks over 300 million years old. These folded sedimentary layers have preserved diverse fossils like trilobites, brachiopods, and even plant remains, showing it was once a shallow sea. What makes it more exciting is that a new trilobite species was recently discovered here, proving the site still holds untapped scientific value. Yet, detailed studies remain limited. That's why I chose this site to explore its fossil record and geology and uncover more about Terengganu's ancient past. Even though Bukit Bucu is known for its ancient rocks and fossils, most of the research is outdated going back to the 1980s. Many fossils remain undocumented and some may have been misidentified. Recent findings like ammonoids and echinoderms show there's still so much more to discover. Without a proper re-evaluation, we risk missing connections to the other key formations like the Charu Formation in Pahang. That's why this study aims to revisit and update the fossils record, filling gap and helping us better understand Malaysia's deep geological history. My research is guided by three key objectives. First, I aim to document and identify the fossils found at Bukit Bucu, something that hasn't been updated in decades. This step is crucial for expanding our understanding of the site's ancient biodiversity. Second, I'm analyzing the geological formations to decode the environmental story written in the rocks, how they were formed, and what they reveal about conditions millions of years ago. Finally, by comparing Bukit Bucu's fossils with those from nearby sites like the Charu Formation, I hope to uncover how these ecosystems were connected or how they differ. Together, these objectives not only help us to better understand Bukit Bucu, but also add to the broader puzzles of Malaysia's ancient geological history. This study focuses not just on the fossils but also on the rocks that preserve them. At Bukit Bucu, I'm documenting and classifying a range of fossil types while also analyzing the geological layers to understand how these ancient environments looked and functioned. What makes this research broader is the comparison with the nearby sites like the Charu Formation. This allows us to see the bigger picture, how different regions were connected in the Paleozoic era. Altogether, this study aims to reveal how Bukit Bucu fits into the ancient story of Southeast Asia's biodiversity and geological evaluation. This study isn't just about rocks and fossils, it's about rewriting part of Terengganu's ancient story. By identifying these fossils and understanding the geology, we contribute directly to Malaysia's scientific progress while also opening doors for education, heritage preservation, and even tourism. It's about showing that Bukit Bucu holds not just scientific value but cultural and historical significance that deserve attention and protection. Bukit Bucu, located in Kuala Berang, was selected for its unique mix of geology and history. The exposed sedimentary rocks like shale and limestone makes it ideal for fossil work, and the area's untouched landscape is perfect for field research. What makes it even more fascinating is the possibility that ancient communities once lived here, adding a cultural layer to the site's scientific importance. When we look at the existing research on Bukit Bucu, the message is clear. This site is a fossil treasure. Studies show it holds a wide range of marine fossils like trilobites, bryozoans, and brachiopods, along with plant remains that hint at nearby land. This mix tells us it was once a shallow sea, possibly bordered by coastal forests. Geologically, the site connects with the Charul Formation, placing it around 330 million years ago, and one of the most exciting discoveries. A brand new trilobite species named right after the site, Lingua philipsia wilchensis. All of this shows that Bukit Bucu isn't just important locally, it has real value in understanding the ancient environments of Southeast Asia. My fieldwork started with carefully planning using geological maps to trace where to go. On site, I followed straight line transects, stopping at every major outcrop to record rock features, measure bedding angles, and capture photos of anything significant, especially fossils. Each point was locked with GPS, and I sketched any interesting structures I saw. At the end of each day, I reviewed everything to make sure nothing was missed. This step was crucial in building a reliable dataset for the study. Fossil collection at the site followed a very careful and systematic approach. I searched exposed rock layers, especially limestone, and when a fossil was found, I recorded its position and removed it based on its size and condition. Smaller specimens were gently extracted and bagged. For larger ones, I used a plaster jacket to keep them intact. I also collected sediment samples for microfossils, which will be processed later in the lab. Every fossil was labbed, photographed, and stored properly to preserve its scientific value. Once fossils are collected, the next step is identifying what they actually are. This means carefully cleaning, measuring, and comparing them to known fossil records. Each feature, like a ridge or shell pattern, helps reveal the fossil's identity. Proper identification allows us to connect these remains to ancient ecosystems and the time periods they belong to. Rock analysis gives us the story behind the rocks, what they're made of, how they form, and what environment they came from. By looking at them closely, both with our eyes and under a microscope, we can match rock features with fossil data to build a clearer picture of Bukit Bucu's ancient past. This flowchart shows the step I followed in my research. It started with planning and field observation at Bukit Bucu, where I looked closely at the rocks and landscape. After each day, I reviewed and organized my data to make sure nothing was missed. Next, I searched for fossils and collected them carefully. These fossils were later identified in the lab, while the rocks were also studied in detail. Finally, I combined all the information to understand the ancient environment and the geological history of the area. This Gantt chart shows the timeline of my research. It started with preliminary studies and fieldwork, followed by lab work, data processing, and analysis. I've planned everything step by step, ending with report writing and final submission. This schedule helps ensure each phase is completed on time and in order. These are the key milestones of my research, starting from 16 March with preliminary studies. Each phase, from fieldwork to lab work, analysis, and report writing, is carefully planned and spaced out until final submission in 29 February 2026. This timeline helps me stay focused and ensure every stage is completed with quality and care. This is the estimated budget for my research totaling Rm 775 ringgit. Major costs include traveling, thin section preparation and field supplies. Other essential tools and lab usage are provided by the university which helps reduce overall expenses. This budget ensures the research can be carried out effectively and efficiently. These are the main sources that supported and strengthened my research. They include both classic studies from 1986 and recent updates in 2024, covering fossil identification, geological mapping, and newly discovered species at Bukit Bucu. Each of these references played a vital role in shaping the foundation and direction of my study. That brings me to the end of my presentation. I hope this has given you a clearer insight into the geological and fossil findings at Bukit Bucu, Terengganu. Thank you for your time and attention.